How's it going, everyone? This is Dave from wetflyswing.com. Today I'm going to tie a Chromie, a killer little chironomid pattern that was developed by Phil Rowley, which recently had a chance to talk to Phil in an interview. You can take a look at that. Find that on the channel here. But we're going to get started here with just a Umpqua U202 size 10, basically a little scud hook here. So before I get going here, I'm going to actually put on a little bead. Got a little tungsten bead, 1/8 inch for this guy. Using these little guys here. So I'll put this on, and we're going to slip the small hole in first, which is typically what you do with beads. And I'm going to put that guy on here real quick. It's a nice sharp hook. And once you get that on, let's get this in the way, get this just right. There you go. And then we'll tie on, get our thread base on here. And what we're going to do is just put in a little tuft, and we're going to use for the gills just some laser dub here. And you can use a lot of different things. Some the uni thread stretch thread works well, but I'm just going to take a little clump like this. You can see that's got some nice UV in it, but I'm going to put it just a nice little thin wisp here. I'm going to put that right on the front, tie it on top here. Get that. We'll cut this off here. Make sure that's all tight. Cover that up, and I'm going to cut this off a little short at the end, but I'll just start right there. And then once you get it where you want it, you can just do a quick little whip finish to get your thread all the way. Do that really quick, and then you put your bead over it, then you wrap back behind it just like that. Get that off of there. Then what I like to do when I'm getting towards the back, you don't have to do this, but I find it's a little easier if I take the hook out and just move it till I can kind of get it to where I want it here, which is about, you want to go pretty far back on the with the body here. And so I got my thread base. I'm going to wrap back up. What I'm going to use here is some just some ultra wire red, medium ultra wire, and we're actually using ultra thread, size 70 denier. But I want to get this on here. I'm going to start right up here, length of the body, and we're going to put this little wire, and I'm going to go all the way back to here where we're going to start, because we're going to put a little kind of a red bud on this guy. And then I'm going to go back, and the next thing we're going to get here is some silver flashabou. See right here, some silver flashabou. We're going to take off a nice long strand of this. So we're going to use this to wrap the body, and this is where the Chromie comes in. And I'm going to just grab a nice, I'm going to take out of the length of this flashabou. I'm going to take a nice, good, probably is half as long as the flashabou is. I'm going to take that off there and use that for this fly. And what you're going to do is take about, how many strands do I have here? I'd say I go with a little more here. I've got like probably 8 strands. And then I'm going to get them all equal. And then once you get them equal, you can tie them in. Some won't quite make it. So I'm going to tie these in right, make sure they're even, because this will make it easier to tie in. Tie it in right there. And then, once you get that, now you can just start wrapping the body. And it's nice to work with. What we're going to do is double wrap it. So we're going to wrap this way. And you can see it's kind of coming apart, but it's not critical because I'm going to wrap back over like this. You can see how many strands I have there. Makes it real easy to tie. And go all the way back up to here. Tie it off right here, keep it tight. Wrap a good number behind it, then actually go in front here, just make sure it's tight. Then you can cut that off close here. So I'm going to switch my hook a little bit now that I'm kind of getting up towards the front here. Just a hair. And then what you do on this part is we're going to tie in a few more wraps right in the back, because this is what's going to make the kind of the butt of this fly. You kind of just pull tight like this. And I'm going to wrap really close right here. And we'll wrap right there. It gives it a little bit of a butt, and then we'll wrap. Then we'll start doing our bigger wraps and spacing it. And this really, using this brassy wire, really segments it really well. You can see it's kind of sticks out quite a bit, which is cool. I'm going to wrap that right there, and then we're going to tie it off. Give ourselves a little room for the final part here, which is the peacock. And I'm going to twist this until it pulls off to cut it close. And we're looking good here. And you can see the final step here is going to be, well, not the final step, but we're getting close. We're going to take a little bit of peacock, all you need is a couple of strands of peacock. We're going to actually tie it in from the tip here, but we're going to cut off about an inch, so we don't use the very tip. We're going to cut off, just tie it in right there. And when you're tying this peacock in, you only need it to be not as wide as the bead, about half as wide as the bead. And you can see I'm just going to put a nice little collar on here. That was only 2 wraps. Go one more, see if we can fit in one more, just like that. I'll tie 1, 2, get one there. You don't want to build it up too much. I'll cut it close. That's your collar. Then you can just kind of do a quick little whip finish. Get that on, and then the final step really here is just getting this cut off, and you can see about the length I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut it off about, I'm not even sure what length that is, but just about like that. A little bit wider than the bead. And there you go, you got yourself a nice brassy. You can go through and coat this with some UV glue to seal that up, but just gives you an idea really how bright and how nice that sticks out. So, and as Phil says, it's kind of imitating the hemoglobin, the red, as those bugs are kind of changing in their life history. So that's what we got today. It's Dave from Wet Fly Swing. This is the Chromie, and I want to say thanks to Phil. Hope you have a chance to take a look at the interview and take a quick peek here as it goes around. You can see, and you can also tie this thing with different colors. Instead of using the silver flash view, you can use black or different colors for different types of flies. So looking forward to talking to you soon. Thanks again, everybody.